You probably know this feeling very well. The day was supposed to be busy. Maybe there were plans, invitations, expectations, a birthday dinner, a quick coffee, a small gathering that wasn't really a big deal. And yet, when that message comes in, "Hey, something came up. Can we reschedule?" A strange kind of warmth moves through your chest. Other people might feel disappointed. You feel relieved. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw softens. Your mind, which had been rehearsing every possible social moment, suddenly goes quiet. You walk back into your room, close the door, and the silence feels like a soft blanket being pulled over your entire nervous system. You feel at home again. You've been called a homebody, a hermit, an introvert, the person who never comes out. Friends and family have joked that you'll rot in your room if you keep this up. Some people say it with love, others say it with confusion or concern. Why don't you want to go out more? Don't you get bored? Don't you want to live your life? And a part of you has started to believe them. You've wondered if there's something wrong with you, if you're avoiding life, if you're wasting your youth, your time, your potential within the same four walls. You watch other people's lives move in fast motion, groups laughing under bright lights, crowded parties, loud music, constant movement, endless stories of the night we did this and remember when that happened. Sometimes you feel like your life is too quiet in comparison, too still, too uneventful. And so the guilt arrives. The guilt of preferring your bed to a bar, your book to a busy street, your own thoughts to a long, loud conversation. The guilt of loving the feeling of closing the door and knowing that, for the next several hours, no one will demand anything from you. You tell yourself, "I should go out more. I should push myself. I should want what everyone else seems to want." But that's the secret you carry. You don't want it. Not really. You tell yourself you're lazy. You tell yourself you're antisocial. You tell yourself that if you were stronger, more confident, more normal, you would crave the outside world the way others do. But what if that story is wrong? What if your love for staying at home is not a sign of weakness or avoidance or failure, but a sign of how your nervous system is wired? There is a kind of person whose inner world is incredibly vivid. They don't need a lot of external noise to feel alive. In fact, too much noise makes them feel like they are being pulled apart from the inside. For them, the world outside can feel like a constant storm of sounds, lights, conversations, decisions, glances, expectations. A stream of subtle signals to read and respond to, faces to interpret, energies to absorb. This isn't something they consciously think about all the time. They just know that after a few hours outside, they are tired in a way that is hard to explain. It's not just, "I need a nap," tired. It's, "I need to disappear into myself for a while," tired. Psychologists sometimes talk about something called sensory processing sensitivity. It's a dry term for something you feel in a very human way. It simply means this: your system notices more and feels more. Your threshold for stimulation is lower than average. What is background noise to someone else can be intense for you. What is a normal day for them can feel like an overload for you. It's not a disorder. It's not a flaw. It's not a glitch in your personality. It's a temperament, a way your brain and body are naturally tuned. Imagine everyone is listening to the same piece of music at the same volume. Most people hear it comfortably in the background. You, on the other hand, are wearing headphones with the volume turned up high. Every beat, every note, every tiny distortion is louder, clearer, more intense. You notice the tiniest details that others miss, but it also gets overwhelming much faster. Outside your home, life plays in that louder setting. Your brain is scanning social interactions, reading micro-expressions, noticing shifts in tone, feeling the emotional temperature of the room, tracking sounds, movements, possible threats, possible expectations. Even if you don't consciously realize it, this is happening in the background all the time. So when you step back into your room and close the door, it's not doing nothing. It's your nervous system finally lowering the volume. No one is measuring you. No one is judging your facial expressions. No one is waiting for you to respond cleverly or quickly. No one is asking you to absorb their mood, carry their pain, or keep up with their pace. Your home is the one place where your senses are not under siege. For some people, going out into the world is how they recharge. Parties give them energy. Crowds make them feel connected. Noise feels like life itself. For you, home is the charger. If you look back, this pattern often started a long time ago. Maybe as a child, you had very little control over your environment. The house was loud, unpredictable, full of arguments, full of sudden changes. Maybe the adults in your life were stressed, busy, emotionally unavailable, or in their own pain. You didn't get to decide when it was time to rest. You didn't get to decide when enough was enough. So you created small pockets of safety wherever you could. Your bed, a corner with your toys, a chair near a window, a notebook where you could write or draw, a pair of headphones. Anything that helped you step away from the chaos, even if your body was still there. You learned very early that solitude is not about being alone. It's about finally being somewhere where nothing is demanded from you, where your feelings are allowed to exist without being interrupted, where you don't have to perform, explain, or justify yourself. Over time, this became more than just a coping strategy. It became a home inside your mind. So now, when you are older, that same feeling returns when you cancel plans. When you say, "I think I'll stay in tonight." When you turn off your phone and let the outside world exist without you for a while. It's not that you are rejecting the world. You are returning to your inner home, the place that, for a long time, was the only space that felt truly safe. People might say, "You're missing out." But they don't see how much you are already holding. They don't see how exhausting it is to carry conversations that feel shallow when your mind craves depth. How tiring it is to laugh at jokes that don't feel funny, to go through motions that don't feel real, to be present in rooms where your body is there, but your mind feels far away. They don't see that what they call just hanging out feels to you like constantly wearing a mask that is slightly too tight. People like you often have rich inner worlds. You think a lot, you imagine a lot, you replay memories, you build future scenarios. You create entire stories, dialogues, and worlds in your head that never leave your lips. You don't need a lot of external activity to feel like something is happening, because your mind is already a busy universe. At home, you can finally walk through that universe at your own pace. There will always be voices that say you're wasting time, that your real life starts when you finally go out more, do more, show up more. But the truth is, your life is already happening. In the quiet moments when you are alone with your thoughts, in the evenings where the only sound is your favorite song playing softly in the background, in the mornings when you drink your coffee slowly in your own kitchen, without rush, without small talk, without performance, in the way you notice how the light in your room changes across the seasons, in the way your mind wanders and brings back pieces of yourself you'd forgotten. Home is where your nervous system can exhale. Home is where your senses can rest from the constant stream of information. Home is where your feelings can spread out without bumping into someone else's expectations. Loving that isn't a flaw. It's a reflection of how deeply you register the world. You are not lazy for choosing your sofa over a party. You are not antisocial for preferring one honest conversation over 10 noisy gatherings. You are not wasting your life because your favorite moments are quiet, slow, and mostly invisible to anyone else. You are simply someone whose inner life is loud enough that the outside world doesn't need to be. Staying at home, for you, is not about escaping reality. It's about returning to it, to your reality, the pace at which your mind actually moves, the level of stimulation your nervous system can handle without shutting down. The kind of environment where you can feel all the way, think all the way, be all the way yourself. In a world that is always shouting, always moving, always demanding more, your quiet room, your soft rituals, your familiar walls, your slow, private evenings are not a prison. They are your sanctuary. I know.